Hey guys! Sorry for the late night video. This is the only amount of time that I have to record before finals week starts, because after this I'm gonna have to study for finals week. But I got requested by Lizzie to make a wash routine video. Now I cannot edit and I just finished my washing process, so I cannot do a live demonstration, but I can take you step by step into what I do, what products I use, and all that stuff, so you can see what I do without the water and all that stuff going on. So I will demonstrate. This is the bucket I use. It's the OXO Good Grips angled measuring bucket, and I got this straight from Amazon, and it's a, let's see, a 4-gallon bucket. And I only fill it up to the, I don't know if you can see it, but it's the 1.5 gallon line, because I don't have that many pads. I only wash at the most 10 pads, so I don't really need like 5 gallons of water or anything like that. I just need 1.5. Sometimes I do 1 if it's like really little. And what I first do is there's like this inner dip right here, and then there's like an outer dip. So this inner dip, which is inside, it says it's half a cup of water. So I fill up this inner dip, which is apparently half a cup of water, and I fill it with hot water so that I could use OxiClean. I put a little bit of OxiClean in it, maybe like, because I have the, I don't know if oh, it's over there. Okay, hold on, let me go get it. Okay, so this round OxiClean comes with a tiny scooper, and what I found out, because I had to convert it for my friend who has the bigger scooper, the line on this scooper is like the smallest line of the big scooper. So if you have the big scooper, it's the smallest line of the big scooper, if you're following like my amount of pads for a guideline. And I just fill it up, and then I let it react for maybe like 1 to 2 minutes, and I'm like, ooh, that looks pretty bubbly. And then I go to the faucet in the bathtub, and I fill it up to the 1.5 line, and that's about it for that. And then I just put all my pads, and when it comes to pad storage, I just finish using them, and then I fold it up into, let's see, I'll demonstrate using this pad. I usually just like fold it down, and I bring it around, and I clip it like this, and I just store it like this until I need to wash. Since I don't have a bunch of pads to worry about, I could just fold it, put it in a wet bag, and I could just wash it until my cycle's done, because it's basically done by the 6th day, because I'm only spotting for the last 3 days, and then the 3 days is like kind of like a period, so it's just like, you know, I don't really need a lot of pads, but that's just how it is for my period. And that's basically how I just store it. I just store it in a wet bag, and I use the Precious Stars wet bag, because she was one of the channels that I first discovered when I wanted to go into cloth pads. So I use this wet bag. It's a double zippered wet bag, and the only time I'll use the front zipper is if I'm traveling or something, but I never barely use this, and I always use the main compartment that's like super huge and stuff. And I really like this because it can just hang it in the bathroom, and if somebody comes in, nobody's gonna, like a guest comes in, nobody's gonna check out what this is and find out what's going on in here. So I really like that container because it just looks like a hanging container. And so when it comes to how long I soak my pads, if I'm in a hurry, then I'll soak it for 1 to 2 hours. If I'm not in a hurry, then I'll soak it overnight and just let it soak while I'm sleeping, and then I'll wake up the next morning, dump all the water out, check all my pads, see if there's any stains on it. And if I'm trying to be quick about it, then I'll go to these 2 stain remover methods. if it's really stubborn and I know it's going to be stubborn, I use Ecover because it works very fast, and I really like the way it works because you just rub it on and then you wait 5 minutes and then you keep repeating the process until it's done. If I plan to do a second soak, because I do that sometimes, I'll use the Zote bar. I have this all cut up and put in like a... in my family, we use this as like a chicken separator. Like we section off pieces of chickens. So this is that plastic wrapper, but I put soap on it. But like, this is like cut up piece of Zote bar. And I still have my first sliver, but I have no idea where that is in my room. So I have this. If I want to just like rub it and then put it in for a second soak. If I don't even feel like doing this, then I'll put it in for the second soak, because usually the second soak is sufficient enough to get rid of everything if I need to wake up, go get something done afterwards. So I just dump everything out, repeat the hot water step, put the water back in, and then I come back home from school and I check the pads and see all that stuff, and then I just repeat and see if there's any stains. If there's any stains, I usually resort to Ecover because I'm usually too tired by that time. If I come home from school and do all that stuff, I usually resort to Ecover. But most of the time, the second soak is all good. And another thing is, if I'm going in for a second soak and I have any panties that has any spots on them, then I'll add the panties into the second soak, because the second soak doesn't have the majority of blood in it. So I really like doing it for that one, because I used to put it in with the first soak and it would kind of like give like a light wash of a stain on my panties. So I did not like that. So I would put it on in the second soak so that it wouldn't do any of that stuff. And as for what detergent I use, I got recommended this by, oh, I don't remember what her name is. It's not Versatile. What's the name? I don't remember what her name was, but she was like a mom, and she knew a lot about laundry, but I do not remember what her name was. It's something green, but I don't remember what her name was. And she was super good at laundry, and she recommended this soap, which is called Foca, and it's very nice, and I think it was $2 for this. I don't really remember what the price was, but I remember buying 2, and I'm still on my first bottle of this, so it does last me long since I only use this for pads. It's got a kind of a strong fragrance, so if you're really not good with fragrance, I wouldn't recommend this. I would say it's like a basic laundry scent. It's just got that laundry soap smell. But if you don't like anything that smells strong, or you're sensitive to fragrance when it comes to like pads and stuff, I would not recommend this, because this does definitely have a scent to it, and if I opened up my pad drawer, you could definitely smell this. Unless it's been a pad drawer that I haven't been in a while, then the smell usually goes away. But for the like all the fresh ones, it will still smell like this. But I really like the soap. I have no problem with it. It doesn't, because the soap I was using before, it was like, I forgot what it was. I think it was All, and it was getting way too soapy. No matter how much I put in, it was getting so soapy. So I would have to like extra rinse all the time, and this is not as soapy as All. So that's what I loved about this soap, because it doesn't have like a residue left over when the wash is done. So I really like this for that. And another thing, I also have a toothbrush that's dedicated. This has never been used ever before, so it's a brand new toothbrush that I had laying around, and I just use this if there's like an extra stubborn stain. I'll just use the toothbrush to really get in there if I need to. And that's basically it for this wash routine. It's very simple for me. I just put it in a bag, forget about it, and then when the cycle's done, then I'll do my whole routine, and that's basically it for my wash routine. It's very, very simple, and it's very low maintenance for me, because I just don't have a lot of pads to keep track of. So that's basically it, and I hope you guys enjoyed that, and please subscribe. Thanks for watching.